What's going on, everybody? It's Dadbot here once again, and here we are in the research hall of the DLC of Bloodborne. So we are going to continue on through this area and hopefully clear it out and see what lay beyond in this episode. So we just climbed down the ladder where we ended the last episode, and if you remember, we shifted the entire stairs by operating that mechanism way up at the top in the rafters. Be careful going down this section of stairs. There are some enemies that are going to attack us here, and they do attack in kind of a big group, and they are fast. And if you get caught up in the midst, they may get the best of you. So just be prepared for them. Don't let them gang up on you, and you should be fine. So before we go down that way where they just came from, we're going to head this way where we're going to run into a few crows, and there is going to be a treasure chest. And inside the treasure chest, we have a Fine Strike Damp Blood Gem 5. Don't recall what this does, but we'll see soon enough. Attack versus open foes, up plus 10.8, and physical attack in general, up plus 8.1. Okay, so we're going to go down this way, which is where, I guess there's a crow there, which is where those guys came up and attacked us just now. And I think we've already been over here. Yes, we have. So, we're going to go around and see what new areas are now opened up to us that weren't before since we triggered these stairs. Let's see. Aha! Oh, there's that NPC hunter that we tried to troll earlier, but I guess he's back now. Oh, we can't sneak up on him, unfortunately. So let's take him on. He's got a repeating pistol. I feel like a lot of these NPC hunters at this point in the game have the repeating pistol. This is probably the third one, I think, that has it. Unfortunately, those things are powerful. But, oh, he's got a threaded cane as well. Alright. And he's got poison throwing knives. Oh. He's got that threaded cane, though, and he's got some range with it. Let's see. He triggered the trap on himself and almost killed himself in the process. Alright. Alright, we got him kind of cornered now, so we can probably take him out. He won't be able to get away because he's stuck. There we go. Perfect. That wasn't too bad. Alright, let's check out this area because I don't think we've actually explored here yet. Or maybe we have. I can't recall. Have we? Yes, this is where we triggered that elevator already. I'm going to go ahead and send it down just because. But I'm going to stay up here, and then we're going to go down to where we found that NPC hunter. And there's another sack on the floor that's going to give us some brain fluid.
Plip, plop.
Plip, plop. Okay, cool. And so now that we moved the stairs, you can see that there is a stairway leading up to that set of large double doors, and that's actually where we're going to fight the next boss. So here we've reached somewhat of an impasse unless you get brave and decide that you're going to jump down there. So it is possible. In fact, I believe that is the only way that you can go. Maybe you can drop down on those stairs, but we're not going to do that. You could probably drop down on those stairs too, but we're not going to fight the boss yet. So let's actually, I think we could probably do that with a roll. I'm going to try to do it with a jump. So just jump at the very edge here, and there you go. We're fine. Can't recall if we've already explored this area yet. Let's see, that is... took a while for the textures to pop in there. Confused me for a second. So there's an enemy roaming here, so I'm guessing we haven't done this part yet. Okay. Maybe these are just new enemies that spawned when we move the stairs. I don't know. Yeah, it does look like we've been in here. Yeah, we've taken care of this too. Okay, so yeah, now we can drop down to these stairs. going to try to find the best way to do it, or perhaps we can jump. Yeah, let's jump. Well, this will have to be a jump, and we can jump over that railing. And we're not going to go fight the boss yet, but we are eventually going to get to some places that we have not seen yet. Okay, that is a tough jump to make. You have to jump at the very edge, so just be aware of that.
Failed. Please, Lady Maria.
Okay, so as I said, going through there triggers the next boss. We're not going to do that quite yet because we haven't really cleared out this area yet. There's still a few places we need to go, a few items we need to pick up before we're done here. Okay, so we have been here. That's where the elevator shortcut is, I believe. And, whoops, there's a trap. We just triggered another one. Fortunately, we did not get hit. And is there something down here? Aha! Yes, there is. So the stairway now leads to that item, which we could not get to before. So we're going to drop down and hopefully land right there and hopefully not die. I'm just going to do a roll. Sweet. Okay, perfect. And these things can hurt you, so make sure you lock on, get your charge attack, because they will hit you. So this is the Loch Shield, and it is one of the, I guess, 2 shields that you get in this game. You hold it in your left hand, or your gun hand, and it is a shield that blocks magic attacks, originally used to safeguard the leader presiding over a sacred healing church ceremony, and later supplied to tomb prospectors, in particular those exploring the labyrinth of Iz. The blue is fashioned after a lake, and the shield greatly reduces all forms of non-physical damage. So this can be used to block like arcane attacks and things like that, or at least drastically reduce the damage done by arcane attacks. So it is actually a lot more useful than that wooden shield that we have. So this is a new place that we were able to drop down. We have not actually accessed that place yet. And I believe that ledge is inaccessible until after you move the stairs. So just a heads up. And so now that we've moved the stairs, we have some new areas that we can access. And some enemies that we have not killed yet. Hopefully you'll drop some blood vials. Dang it. These guys have too much range for what their attacks are. But it's all good. Alright, so it looks like that one takes up a little bit further. So we're going to go to this one. That takes us up just that one level. And here's another enemy. Take care of him. There's a couple. Oh, that one's throwing projectiles at us. Let's try to lure the other one over to us first. Come on. There we go. There's a melee guy. And we did that way too early, but we'll get this one. There we go. Wait for him to throw, then run up, do a running attack. That's generally how to deal with the projectile throwing ones. Okay, so we have this item over here that we have yet to pick up. Quicksilver bullets, plain and simple. And here, if you remember in the last episode, we looked down on this ledge from up there, and we're like, there's an item there, but I knew I was going to get to it later. Don't just run in and pick it up, because there is an enemy lurking right around the corner, and he is going to grab you if you're not paying attention, and he will poison you because he's not an ordinary enemy that we've been facing in this area. He's got some sort of poisonous item, so we're going to run in, get the edge on him, attack him first, spoil his big surprise, and we are going to get the underground cell key. Now, if you remember when we were in that cell hallway right after the fight with Ludwig, a lot of those doors in there were locked. So this is actually the key that unlocks those doors, and I believe you can only access this key after you've moved the stairs. So that's why we're doing a thorough explore after moving the stairs, even though we've already spent a lot of time in this area, just because there are some things like that shield down there, like the key up there, that we could not access before moving the stairs. Let's see. We have the brain fluid. have explored this area. So remember when I said you went up the elevator and there was a spot where you could drop off, and I was like, I'm not worrying about that because you can get there later anyways. This is where you would go if you dropped off halfway up that elevator ride. So we are all well situated. Okay, so I believe we've cleared this area out. Now, if you remember, we did get 2 brain fluids, and there was that NPC on the first floor that was asking us for brain fluid. So we are going to deliver the brain fluid, and really the only way, or at least the fastest way to get there is going to be to drop down from here. So, if you recall, she is in here.
Please, could you do something for me? I need brain fluid. Murky, mushy brain fluid.
All right.
Oh, thank you. You're terribly kind. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, I hear the sticky sound. Do you hear it too? Oh, I know. Will you have my blood as thanks? I'll have you know, I was once a blood saint too, so do come back if you ever run dry of saint's blood. Oh, 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 I'll have you know, so...
Okay, so we actually have 2 brain fluids, but for some reason she will not accept the other brain fluid until you quit and reload the area. Sometimes it takes multiple times of just quitting and reloading for no reason to get her to accept your next brain fluid. So what we're going to do is we're going to warp back to the Hunter's Dream, use our blood echoes, warp back here, and hopefully that will allow her to take our second brain fluid that we have for her. And this, again, is our friend Simon. We talked to him the first time right before the first shortcut we unlocked in the first area of the DLC. So let's talk to him again.
Oh, hello. Not a pretty sight, is it? The true face of the blood-worshipping, beast-purging, healing church. But that's not all. You seek the secrets held by the nightmare, do you not? Then here's what you must do. Climb the astral clock tower and kill Maria. She hides the real secret. Go on, she...
Okay, so... apparently the healing church is not all filled with unicorns and rainbows as they would lead you to think. So of course there's a dark side to the healing church, and this is, the experiments that they had to conduct in order to come up with the Yarnum blood that they were able to use to heal people. It took a lot of pain and suffering of real human beings for them to get that blood, and so perhaps the Scourge of the Beast is some form of punishment from the Great Ones for just the inhumane experiments and what it took to actually arrive at the point where they were able to come up with the healing church blood. So as we see, things weren't as clean as we're led to think. So let's take up our endurance here. We'll take up our strength as well. And I think in a couple of videos ago I changed out my runes, so I don't have 3 moon runes equipped anymore as I thought I did, because I did change them out. So I believe I have 1 equipped for extra health, 1 equipped for extra stamina, and I do have 1 of the moon runes equipped. And then the covenant rune I have equipped is the one that allows for faster stamina regen. So with this most recent leveling up session, I'm up to level 96 now, so we should be in very good shape.
Farewell, good hunter.
I think, as far as our weapons are concerned, I don't think we can take anything up any further. We already have it. Yeah, that's pretty much about... We can take our Moonlight Sword up one more time to +7. That's about it, though. Might, let's see, our fire paper, we're doing pretty good. Let's check out some other items, make sure we're in good shape. We got fire paper, bolt paper. Yeah, we're we're more than fine. So, okay, cool. So we're going to head back to the DLC now that we've spent all of our blood echoes and don't have very much of risk. Let's go back to the research hall. And so when we talked with Simon, he also mentioned killing Lady Maria and that she hides a secret. So she is actually, as you might expect, she is actually not the next boss that we're going to face. But we are going to encounter Lady Maria, and she is quite the character. Okay, so let's see if this person over here will take our second round of brain fluid.
Oh. 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 I'll have you know, so do...
Nope, she's not taking it.
Oh.
So,
I'll have to...
what you have to do, I know it sucks, but you gotta quit and reload until she takes it. So you got to just exit the game, and eventually, if you do it enough times, she will take your second round of brain fluid. I don't know why the game works this way, but it is what it is. Hopefully she'll take it after this one reload. If not, we're going to have to quit and reload again, and she'll take it. The reason why we're doing all this is because when you do give her the second round of brain fluid, she gives you a key that you can't get any other way. So...
Oh. Oh. I'll have you know, so do... Oh.
Yep, so we're going to have to do it again. I have no idea why it works this way, but... so the key that she gives us, if you recall, on the first floor of the research hall, that is before you go up any of the stairs, there's a door on the opposite side, and that door unlocks from the key that this NPC will give us. And there's some good stuff back behind there that we definitely want to check out.
Hello?
There we go.
Hello? Is anyone there? Please, somebody, I need help. I'm trying, but I'm afraid the sound is fading. Hello? Please bring me brain fluid. I must have it. That sound, it is all that guides me. Without it, I'll be sent back to my former, lesser years.
All right.
Yes, that's it. Let me have it. I can hear it. Yes. The sound that guides me. Thank you. Thank you so much. You have saved me. Take this charm. Lady Maria gave it to me, but it is all I can offer, other than my own blood.
All right, so we get the balcony
Please.
key.
Do not abandon.
All right, cool. So as I said, the balcony key, that's going to unlock this door. Oh, there's another item here. There are a couple items that have spawned since we moved the stairs. Lethal Damp Blood Gem 5 and Kin Cold Blood 10. But beware, that stuff poisons you if you stay in it for too long. So here we go. We can unlock this key, or this door with the balcony key. And this looks strikingly similar to the area where we fought the Celestial Emissary. So we can drop down on this roof. Don't think there's anything back over here. And here we are. So there's a lot of these alien looking creatures here. Actually, they're not alien creatures. They're the experiment subjects. Unfortunately, they do have very powerful projectiles. They are not easy to kill. So here we have Kin Cold Blood 10. I'm going to do my best to get them all. This one we can just drop down on and attack from above. And Hopefully these other ones won't notice us, because as soon as they notice us, they have a very powerful arcane projectile. I'm actually going to equip this shield that we got. Oops, I'm in two-handed form. There we go. That attack is very powerful. So let's get our shield up. Whoops, there we go. We're actually going to use our whirligig saw in one-handed form, just cuz. Alright. So I'm going to leave this up to absorb their attack, if need be. Yeah. I can get this one over here, maybe. That attack is powerful, even with the shield up. There we go. Yeah, I got multiple of them on us at this point. Alright, no! I have died here many times, courtesy of these enemies. Just trying to lure them over to where I can attack them melee and not be in range of anyone else's projectile attacks. But they seem to be perfectly content with... There we go. Alright, let's get this one. Nope. You're not getting me with those attacks anymore. Okay. So then we have this one over here. Get him. And here we have the Blacksky Eye, which is a hunter's tool. It does not count towards the trophy since it's DLC specific. So there's a hunter's tool trophy in the main game, but that only counts towards the hunter's tools that are obtained in the main game. But it is nice. I'm not sure if we have the arcane to equip it though. I'm actually going to go up here and see what can be done from afar. No! I do have a couple Molotovs. Wonder if I have any other ranged. Well, I have the Blacksky Eye now. We might see how that works out. Can we equip it is the question. We cannot. Oh, we need one more arcane. I think just for the sake of being able to use this, I might funnel one level into arcane. This is a cool item to use. It uses one Quicksilver bullet. It does, decent amount of damage. Not anything special, but it is a cool projectile type attack that we would have in our arsenal. I guess poison knives. See if these are effective at all. Can these get poisoned? Yep, they can. Okay. See, look at that. When we use the shield to block that attack, it did far less damage. Alright, he's coming around. Good. Oh, those can fire behind him. Okay. That's convenient. Alright, now there's two of them left and one of them is poisoned. Hopefully that poison stays on until he dies. At this point I feel like I might as well just run over there and just kill him. There we go. Then we have this one left in the corner. You don't really get anything for killing all of them, other than just a satisfaction. Really the only item that's worth anything over here is the Blacksky Eye, and we already got that, so we're just doing this for fun at this point. Okay, normal gear back on. So if you remember from when we were in this area before, in the Upper Cathedral Ward, you know that this breaks, and you can drop down. And I believe, is there a skull head? Yes, there is. Oops, don't let him get away. And just as the in the Upper Cathedral Ward, this area overlooked the Grand Cathedral, here we are overlooking the pseudo Grand Cathedral, I guess you could call it. The Hunter's Nightmare version of it, at least. And over here, there's a treasure chest, but you have to jump over this hole to get there. So it is a little bit tricky. You have to time it just right to get across. Let's give it a go. Yeah, I didn't do that correctly. Dang it, we're going to have to go back. But fortunately, it's not too far of a way back. Okay, so this elevator is kind of weird. So you remember we took this elevator to get all the way up, but this elevator is actually kind of like it's a double-decker elevator. So when you move it down, this is going to go down to the basement, and then the part that we rode up is going to cover right here. We could take it up. So this elevator goes down. It's actually slightly different than the altar that we took to get up. So this version of the altar has Laurence's skull, and this is a very important item if you want to kill every boss in the DLC. So there is actually an optional boss in the DLC that we have yet to encounter. If you remember that fiery beast in the first part of the Hunter's Nightmare that gave us that pendant that we used to go up the pendant the pendant effectively functioned as a key that we used to activate this elevator to go up. That fiery beast that was lying at the altar that didn't attack us or move when we took it. Well, if we have the Laurence's skull, that fiery beast becomes a boss. So the only way to fight him is with that skull. But he is optional, as I said. So in the chest, we have the church cannon, which is a firearm that we can equip. It does, I believe, count towards the trophy in the DLC for all weapons. So we can step back on this elevator and ride it back up. There's nothing else down there. And so what we have to do to go back up is you have to pull this lever, then let the device do its thing, wait for the other elevator to come back down, and this is the one right here. This is the one that we saw when we first got in here. We didn't know when we first got in here that there was another one that comes up when we take this elevator up. So we're gonna ride this back up now, just like we did before, to get back to the research hall. And since we missed that jump, we're gonna go back and give it another go. Unfortunately, it's a quick run around here. Hopefully we don't miss it this time. Okay. There we go, back this way. Alright. Let's get it this time. There we go. Oof. That's a tough jump to make. Okay. So in here, we have Pulsing Damp Blood Gem 5. It's a triangle shape. Let's see what it does. HP continues to recover +4. Okay, good deal. And then the lethal one that we got just a little bit earlier, boost rally potential +12.5%, which is actually pretty good. But unfortunately, it does not have a damage buff component to it as well. Alright, so now we gotta ride the elevators. Well, actually, no. We don't have to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the switch, but we're gonna go back the other way because now we have that key that unlocks some of the doors in the dungeon. So we're gonna explore in there first. Oh, these guys are alive again. Not for long. Oh, he is. Didn't die there. Okay. So let's start with the one all the way back here.
Shrouded by ground.
Open with the underground cell key. And here we have this guy bashing his head against the wall. And he's not in good shape. You can see that big puddle of blood under him. So let's put him out of his misery. And he drops some armor. The Kaki Haori. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Okay, let's check out the Kaki, whatever that is. Garb of a distant eastern land worn by Yamamura, the Wanderer. This eastern warrior pursued a beast for honorable revenge, then became a hunter of the League. But when he stared straight into impurity. It drove him mad. Alright, there's a couple other doors down here we can open now with our new key. And there's some stuff. Frenzied Cold Blood Tier 9. Let's see, so in here, there's an NPC hunter in here, and he's tough. But fortunately, the way walls work, you can hit him through the wall. Very cheesy, I know, but he's very tough. So get your hits in when you can, and now he's stuck behind this door, and we'll take him out. Whoops. He's got a repeating pistol, much like many of the other hunters we faced in this this part of the game, later in the game. I don't know why my lock-on's freaking out. Alright, he's got a little bit left, and we got him. Okay. And he drops the Church Pick, which is another weapon exclusive to the DLC and does count towards the DLC weapons trophy. Church Pick. One of the old trick weapons of the Healing Church, a hunting weapon formed from one of the giant picks that appear in old beast tales. The Church Pick initially serves as a large sword, but when transformed functions as an extended war pick. In spite of its origins, it is a highly practical weapon. Alright. And I believe this was not available to us before either, but we got Frenzied Cold Blood Tier 9. So there's actually another door down here that is locked, but the key that we currently have does not unlock it yet, so we are going to go back up to the research hall. Does Simon have anything new to say to us? No. Okay, so we're going to go back to this NPC in here that we've been giving the brain fluid to. If you quit and reload...
Oh, this drip. How extraordinary. Do you think that water drips even down deep below at the bottom of the sea? Can you hear it?
So, if you quit and reload a few more times, she changes form. And there's one more thing that we can get from her. And then, thank God, we are done with her, and we don't have to quit and reload our game anymore, which is wonderful. So far we've given her 2 brain fluids. She's given us the balcony key. And there's actually a way to get 1 more brain fluid, and we will be giving it to her. I believe that's how it works.
Drip.
Maybe... I think I have to do it again. I have to quit and reload again. We'll be at the very end of her quest line, and then... we are going to proceed to the goodies. I'm hoping to have a very exciting end to this episode, if we can get there. And if it doesn't trigger the next phase of her quest right here by quitting and reloading, then I'm just going to go on it. Yeah, we're just going to go on and proceed. We'll catch that later. Actually, no, where we need to go next is up this elevator, because if you see here, since we moved the stairs, there's actually no stairs on the bottom floor now. The lowest level of stairs is up there now. Okay, so we're going to go up this elevator. And all of these enemies have respawned since we have quit and reload the area, but we're not going to pay much attention to them. I believe if you run up here, it takes us to these doors. So we are going to open them now. we have the Living Failures, which is our next boss. So this is very similar to the Celestial Emissary fight, in which there's multiple enemies that we're actually fighting. The main difference between this and the Celestial Emissary is these enemies are larger, and they all, hitting any of them does damage to, I guess, what you would call the boss. Some of these folks have powerful arcane attacks. Some of these folks do melee only type damage, and so it is a bit more challenging than the Celestial Emissary, but the general idea is somewhat similar. So make sure you stay away from these arcane attacks. Their melee attacks also are very powerful. I'm going to go ahead and throw some fire paper on just to do a little bit of extra damage, because why not? We're not hurting for fire paper or for insight. We have plenty of Madman's knowledge left. You'll notice that whenever you kill these things, like, they'll respawn. So, you know, they just pretty much die and respawn until you've done enough damage to kill the boss. And yeah, you'll notice there's a couple flavors of arcane attacks that these things are doing to us. There's you know, these melee attacks, which of course are powerful in their own right. So, you know, you can't take these things lightly. It's mainly just managing your distance from the ones you're attacking versus the ones that are trying to hit you with arcane, and you know, just trying to be careful. So when they throw their arms up like this, it means that they're summoning these meteors. If you hide behind this tree at this angle, you will always be safe. So always hide behind the tree. You'll see where we're facing. If you hide behind the tree right here at this angle, you will always be safe from that attack 100% of the time. The meteors, whenever they do that, always come from that same direction. So just be aware of that. And, oh geez. Let's see if we can get a... There we go. Okay, that one took him out. And man, that overhead slam attack does a lot of damage. So these guys hit hard. They don't mess around. And we didn't come in here with full blood vials, so I might regret that. Alright, fortunately we can get some hits on while these things come down, and we'll hide here and be safe. Got some cheap shots in. Alright. Come on. Whoops. Alrighty here, what do we got? Hopefully they'll do that summon move, and then what I'm gonna do, I don't know if I can do it. I'm gonna try to equip one of my spare blood vials that I have, like Yusefka's blood vials. Okay, good, they're doing this again. And they're right close to the tree, so I'll be able to get some good shots in without really being at risk of anything. Alright, sweet. Only got a few hits left, we should be alright. Is this an arcane? No. Oh, that headbutt attack, though. Alright, there we go. Prey Slaughter. Awesome, we pulled it off. And for our troubles, we get the Astral Clock Tower key. But first, just take in some of these views. It's pretty cool. Very scenic. And over here, there's some good stuff too. Yeah, look at that with the lake. This is one of my favorite parts of the game, just to look over and take in some of the environment. It's just very scenic, in my opinion. All right. Well, anyway, for our trouble, we get another lamp, and you also notice we got the Astral Clock Tower key, and that unlocks this door. But through this door is another boss that we are... Oh, we'll go on and open the door. Another boss that we are not at all equipped to handle because we only have 3 blood vials. So, there's a clock tower. We'll be right back. First, we're going to warp to the Hunter's Dream. We'll get 1 level. We'll put it towards Arcane, just so we can get that 16th Arcane, and we'll be able to use our Blacksky Eye. Not that we're going to use it against this boss or anything, but it'll just be nice to be able to use it at all.
Gammon away.
Alright.
Very well.
Channel it into Arcane. And I'm going to check and see
Farewell,
how we're
good
doing on blood vials and storage. 27. I'm going to use some cold blood and just buy some more just for safety. I'll use all 7 of these. Get 29 more. Okay, cool. And we are going to go back. I'm actually going to warp back to the research hall instead of that lamp we just unlocked, to the Lumen Wood Garden. Reason being, I just want to see if that NPC is transformed yet. We're going to check on that real quick, and if not, we're just going to move on. So you notice the name of that boss was called the Living Failures. So it is believed that these are just kind of the early versions of the Celestial Emissary, basically before the research was perfected and they finally got it right. So these were like the early prototype versions that were discarded. Here we go. Sweet. So when you quit and reload enough times, she turns into one of these sacks on the floor, and you can actually kill her. And you'll get some brain fluid. But what happens is she regenerates, then you can talk to her again.
Oh, hello. One last time. Will you fetch brain fluid just one last time? The murky, mushy fluid that will make me whole. The sticky sound whispers to me, so very close, right into my ear. My head, just a head, that's all there is. I need my baptism. Please, I beg of you. I want to be something.
Okay, and ironically, it's the brain fluid we just got from her. So we'll give it.
I see a shape. My guide, I see your voice. Clearly as it bends and bleeds.
Alright, so that is the end of her quest line. We get the Milkweed Rune for our troubles.
Revelation. Just for me. Thank you. For everything. Really. I used to be nothing.
So she's gone. Let's check out the Milkweed Rune. So, a Carol Rune envisioned by Adeline, patient of the research hall. The transcription of the inhuman sticky whispers that reveal the nature of a celestial attendant. Those who take this oath become a lumen wood that peers toward the sky, feeding phantasms in its luscious bed. Phantasms guide us and lead us to further discoveries. So this rune, if equipped, is a covenant rune that goes in your blue slot, and it increases your item discovery percentage. So we're going to head back right where we just were. Back up
I
here.
have failed.
And this boss that we're about to face does significant blood damage. So I'm going to go ahead and equip my attire that gives me the best resistance I have, best blood defense. So the Knight's Wig gives me 60. Crown of Illusions gives me 70, so I'm going to put that on for headgear. Let's see, blood defense, 120 for the White Church garb, 140 for the Knight's garb. I believe that's going to be my best. If you remember, the Knight's garb is what we got in Canehurst. Surgical long gloves, 70. Knight's gloves, 70, so we'll go and put those on. Pretty much wearing the Knight set, more or less. Let's see, White Church trousers, 80. So we're going to go with White Church trousers in this case because we get more from that. So we have our most souped up blood defense attire on. And let's go fight the next boss. Hopefully we get it in the first try. So this is where we fight the boss, and we have this nice little clock tower face in front of us with cool lighting effects. Nice big room for the fight. And here we have Lady Maria, who is in fact dead, but we can inspect the corpse.
A corpse should be left well alone. Oh, I know very well how the secrets beckon so sweetly. Only an honest death will kill you now. Liberate you from your wild curiosity.
Okay, so she has 3 phases. The first is just a normal hunter phase, like we face with other NPC hunters. Her second one is a blood phase, and her third one is a blood plus fire phase, where she can basically attack you from clear across the rooms. Her attacks are very rangy. They can be parried and visceral, just like anything else. So just kind of watch how I do things here. I'm going to throw out my fire paper, and she does have the old hunter's bone. I don't know why that wasn't a parry, but oh well. And so she does have the old hunter's bone, so her warps are very quick. Let's heal up. And she's got, looks like the rifle spear. There we go, we got a parry, visceral. That's pretty much how I handle her, is parries and viscerals. So yeah, you'll see her dodges are extremely quick with that old hunter's bone. So we got her kind of cornered, so I'm just going to wail on her, and then she got away from me because I wasn't locked on, but I can still get some hits on right here. Whoops. Alright, come on. Heal up. There we go. I'm gonna warp up. Get some hits. So when she stabs herself, that's the beginning of her second phase. And I believe there's an AoE. Yep, right there. There's an AoE. So you don't want to be right near her when she does that, because it will hurt you. And her attacks have insane range at this point. You look and see how she just kind of dove at us from clear across the room. And if you're listening to the music and you've watched my episodes all the way through, this music is going to sound very familiar, because it is the music that I use for the end of every single one of my Bloodborne walkthrough episodes. It is pretty killer. I love this soundtrack. And this might be my favorite fight in the whole game. I'm pretty sure it is, actually. Alright, so this begins the beginning of her third phase, where she's going to have fire attacks, and she can basically hit you clear across the room in this phase. It's insane. Watch this. Like, look at that. She hit me from where she was right there. That's just nuts. And so some people consider this fight to be a little bit unfair, but, you know, you just got to know her attacks, know what your options are, get good at the parries. You can parry her in all forms. When she charges up like that, she's probably going to hit you from long range. You can time your dodge properly to dodge it and get away from it, but unless you time it just right, you're going to get hit, probably. Ugh. She's very powerful in this phase, especially. Very difficult to deal with. And I need to get my parries in. She's got me. Oh, I need to get away from her. Gee whiz, she had me pretty good there. I'm lucky I didn't die. All right, and dodge. Nope, too early. Dang it, I'm still alive. Not anymore. Golly, she's a very tough boss, and that's why I stocked up on blood vials right before I warped over here, just because, yeah, she's very, very tough, and I knew I was probably gonna have to fight her more than once. So the second time, I'm just gonna focus on the fight, and hopefully I'll get her. And you know, we'll just see how it goes. Hopefully it'll go a little bit better. As I said, I have to start all the way back here because I didn't touch that lamp. Oh well, that's not too bad. It's not too bad of a walk. Because if I warped to the other lamp, I would have started like right in front of the boss fight. But oh well, it is what it is. She is parryable in all 3 phases, so sometimes I just feel it, and sometimes I feel it and I just murder her in like 30 seconds. Sometimes I just, for whatever reason, can't get a feel for the fight, and you know, she gets the best of me. But hopefully this time I'll be able to walk in and get her good, especially if I'm not trying to talk at the same time. You know, in my opinion, it is the best way to kill her is sort of the parry method, just because she is so mobile. She has such long range. It's the best way to deal damage quickly. So it really, there's not much of a trick to it other than just kind of learning the timing and just going from there. But this is a very difficult fight. It is a fight that you want to be at a very high level for and have very high blood defense as well. So let's go ahead and do this. For our trouble, we get the Celestial Dial. Okay, I'm gonna light this lamp, and why not? Why not? We'll use the Celestial Dial. We're not getting the episode right there. We're gonna do this. Okay, so, as Simon indicated, she is hiding a secret. And we can drop down into the fishing hamlet. This marks the last official area of the DLC.
Blasphemous murders, blood-crazed fiends. atonement for the wretches by the wrath of Mother Goss. Mercy for the poor wizened child. Mercy. Oh, please.
All right. So he doesn't think too highly of Bergenworth. Something about Mother Koss, or some say Kazza. Okay, so we're going to unlock this lantern here, the first one of the fishing hamlet, and we're going to warp back to the Hunter's Dream. And, well, we will level up 1 time, precisely. And I think that's what we're going to call it for the evening. Or at least evening for me. Okay, how much do we need for a level?
Gammon away. Very well.
We need 57,666. This should get us there. Nope. 1 more.
Gammon away. Very well.
And we're going to put this one, vitality or strength? That is the question. We'll go with vitality. Level 98.
Farewell.
And we're going to put our normal attire back on because before we take on the fishing hamlet, we are going to fight the optional boss, who is a fire-based boss. So our charred armor is going to come in handy because it will give us extra fire resistance, and we are going to need all the help we can get. But before we do that, we're going to cut this episode here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really appreciate you guys joining me on this journey through all of Bloodborne. So, if you wouldn't mind, please join the squad by subscribing to the channel and leave a like and a comment below. Stay tuned for the next episode where we'll take on what I perceive to be the hardest boss of all of Bloodborne. You don't want to miss it. See you guys next time.